Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 3 of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. We are at Donington Park for the Maxus Dukery stages. What a day it is going to be. The stages never let us down here, and as per, it's a slightly soggy one at Donington. We've come to expect it now. It's always a little bit slippy here, with the airport being just about a mile away, and the rain is forecast too. Let's get straight out onto the stages and see what that does with our crews.
On to these Donington Park stages then, and we'd see Frank Bird and Jack Morton, round 1 winners, back again for this rally. They'd missed out on the previous round at Cadwell Park due to taking part in WRC Monza. Well, as excuses go, it's not a bad one. And they were certainly starting where they'd left off, opening up a good lead as well, almost a minute's advantage after 3 stages.
Current rally leaders, it's going well today then?
Yeah, good so far. Really slippy out there, so just taking each stage as it comes really, and the rain came down again, so yeah, it'll be tricky this afternoon, but we'll keep chipping away and hopefully hang on to the lead.
For our winners last time out though, Neil Ruskell and Andrew Ruffhead, it would be second place at this stage. A wrong tyre choice in these tricky conditions in the morning would lose them a bit of time. Thankfully for them and us, we want to see a good fight, not too much time. They also have a bit of a cushion in that place themselves.
Everything going well out there today? You wanted rain, you've got rain.
Yeah, but I changed to slick tyres for that one. So I sat on the line and windscreen wipers are going. I went, made a wrong decision here, but you got to go with it, haven't you?
Dawn's glasses.
Yeah, I need Dawn's glasses. But yeah, it was out on slicks, but we haven't lost too much. Obviously, Frank's away now, but we'll get the right tyres back on and keep pedalling.
Third place at this stage will be Barry Morris and Tom Hutchings, leading two-wheel drive crew at the moment, unable to catch the cars up ahead. The rally this weekend was using some new sections of the infield that makes the stages longer, but unfortunately for the two-wheel drive crews, it was mostly on the loose.
Looks to be going well out there today.
Yeah, it's good crack. Probably hemorrhaging a bit on the gravel, but it's fun.
There'd be a bit of bad luck as well for Tony Robinson and Paul Spooner early into the event. They'd retire before reaching the end of the first stage, the throttle sticking open on the car, which would eventually result in them needing to pull over. Alistair and Colin Ingalls would be out for the first time this season and settling in well. Some good pace from the pair sees them just outside our podium positions at this early stage in 4th. The rain, as we saw with Ruskell, was playing havoc with tyre choice this weekend. A lot of crews, just like him, making a choice of slicks only for it to rain as they're in the queue for the start of the stage, or indeed during the stage. Rob Hughes and Sean Cunniff would be another of those crews making that choice twice. Their times had suffered as a result, but they were still going well in 5th. Mike English and Andy Robinson were putting in some more miles, getting used to the new car. Unfortunately for them, on the first stage, they did try and remodel the front of it a little on the gravel section. Thankfully, they have a good supply of tape, though, for the following stages, and they end the morning with 6th place. Rob Swan and Darren Garrett will be out in the new Fiesta Rally 2 car this weekend, instead of the Subaru that we saw them in at Snetterton last season. They were one of the crews out on wets, so tyre choice hadn't been an issue for them. They end the morning with 7th place. Paul Moreau and Callum Cross will be pushing the Fiesta well. A little too well in places, unable to stop for one of the corners on the gravel section and pushing their way through the barriers. Thankfully, no damage done. The pair even managed to go 2 seconds faster on that stage than the first. Philip House and Nick Beaumont make a good start this morning, leading the way in Class C. They wouldn't quite be on the pace of those up ahead, but given that the top of the entry was mostly 4-wheel drive, apart from that Darien, of course, they were going well in 9th. And rounding out the top 10 now would be Chris Rook and Steve Harris. The Corsa pair leading the way in Class B as well. Their first time out since having a successful season earlier in the year. Frustratingly, the morning wouldn't be so kind to our second Darien. We'd lose Joshua and Tamsin Davey from the top of the leaderboard. They make a wrong choice at the split, coming off too early, giving them a maximum time for the first stage of the day. There'd be misfortunes as well for a few other crews. Josh Payton and Jamie Vaughan, one of those, ending stage 2 in the gravel trap. Unable to get out without any assistance. they'd get a maximum, putting them right down the order. And there'd be problems for Martin Hodgson and Tony Jones as well. They get a maximum on the opening stage, putting them out of contention for a decent result. But they'd be back out to entertain themselves and the spectators without any pressure to worry about.
In some of the classes outside of the top 10, it would be second place in Class B for Alex Cannon and Alan Carfrae. They were finding the limits on the tyres on the first stage in places, spinning the car on that very first stage. Luckily not doing any damage though, other than a few seconds lost. They lie in 11th overall for now. Third in the class would be their teammates on the event, Gary Russell and Liam Carfrae. The Peugeot pair lying 17th overall as well. With Barry Morris leading the D1 class, it would be left to James Garner and Jack Cuthill to take second place there for now. They were a little way off the class lead though, and in 12th place overall. Garner would have a good lead over Alistair Stables and Neil Jones at this stage, the pair lying 20th overall and 3rd place in that D1 class. Class C would be led by Philip House, who features in our top 10 too, and second place in that class at this stage would be Lucy Wigley and Emma Cooper. They were going well and catching cars on the stage as well. They wouldn't be able to slow down either, with Michael Winson and Paul Noonan just behind them in the class and overall results. Just 7 seconds difference at the end of the morning stages. In the D2 class, it would be the lead for Ryan Connolly and Chris Allen, a reasonably comfortable lead in that class as well by the end of stage 3. The pair were able to go for some of those style points that we know and love on the gravel sections of the stage as well. Their closest fight would once again be with Thomas Barlow and Robert DeBelder. The Civic crew were going well but just unable to close that gap to the leaders just yet. And third in the class would be Keith Anglesey and Christine Pearson. They were a few places back overall in 29th at this point. Class A would see Matt and Adrian Walk leading the way after stage 3. They had a 20-second advantage by the end of the morning in that place from 22nd overall. Chasing them down will be James Hardy and Nick Wilkins, second in the class for the pair and just behind on the overall results too in 23rd. For Kay Thompson and Charlotte Wainwright, it would be third in the class. They were only a further 12 seconds back from Hardy, so the class was quite close this weekend. The MX5 class would once again see Paul Gorge leading the way, with Matt Pimlott alongside for this event. The times were good and the pair end the morning with 27th overall. Thankfully, they weren't the only ones in the class this time out. Sam Gendy and Samantha Bartlett managed to keep things going this time round and end the morning with second in the class and 32nd place overall. This weekend would be the first time this season that we see an entry for the historic class. Just the one for now though, so it was Chris Thompson and Ron Ruffhead who lead the way from 24th place overall. So with the morning complete here at Donington for round 3 of the championship, here's a reminder of how those overall and class results are looking at the midpoint in the event.
We're on to these slippery afternoon stages then, and with just themselves in the class. It was obviously victory there for Chris Thompson and Ron Ruffhead as they reached the finish. They do gain a single place on the leaderboard though, ending the rally with 23rd. Sam Gendy and Samantha Bartlett keep things going the right way, ending the rally with second place in the MX5 class and a good result for the pair on the leaderboard with 34th place. And of course, taking the MX5 class victory with that will be Paul Gorge and Matthew Pimlott. Another set of points to take away from this weekend, making it 3 wins from 3 rallies now. In Class A, there wouldn't be any change at the top. Kay Thompson and Charlotte Wainwright ending the rally with 3rd in the class as well as 27th place overall in the micro. Second in the class, meanwhile, would still be held by James Hardy and Nick Wilkins. They were unable to close the gap to our leaders, but they do manage to keep them close enough through the afternoon stages. So that means it's a Class A win for Matt and Adrian Walk. Hardly a walk in the park here at Donington though. A good result nevertheless, taking the class victory with a decent 25-second advantage by the finish. We'd see some change in Class C as well. Steve Dolman and Julia Perry now moving into 3rd place in the class by the finish of the rally. 2nd in the class wouldn't change though. Lucy Wigley and Emma Cooper taking hold of that place to the finish. 14th place overall as well for the pair. The D2 class, meanwhile, would see us lose our 2nd place crew, meaning that Keith Anglesey and Christine Pearson are able to grab that position in the final stages. 2nd place in class, 31st overall. But taking a slippy, slidey, entertaining victory in the class would be Ryan Connolly and Christopher Allen. By the end of the rally, they gained a good advantage in that position as well themselves, taking 13th place overall comfortably in that Puma. Class D1 wouldn't really see any change. Alistair Stables and Neil Jones remaining the same as they've been earlier in the day to take 3rd in the class, a consistent pace to 19th overall. For James Garner and Jack Cuttill, it would be 2nd in the class by the finish. A good result for the pair this weekend in 12th place overall. And there's a bit of a shake-up to 3rd place in Class B. Paul Sheard and Callum Young stepping in to take that podium spot in the class in the afternoon stages. Alex Cannon and Alan Carr-Frey would, unfortunately for them, have to settle for 2nd place this weekend. They were unable to catch the class leaders, but the pair do take a fantastic 11th place overall as well.
Onto the top 10, and Chris Ruck and Steve Harris, it would still be that 10th place. And of course, no change in the Class B fight as well, taking the class win there too. For Philip House and Nick Beaumont, it would still be the lead in Class C. A great end to the event and taking some good points into the second part of the season after Christmas. Mike English and Andy Robinson would lose a few places overall in the second half of the day. It was still a really good result though, as they end the event with 8th place overall. Paul Moreau and Callum Cross avoid any major drama and end the event with 7th place overall. A good result for the pair who, it's fair to say, were still getting used to the car and how to get the best out of it. 1 place gain for Rob Swan and Darren Garrard see the Fiesta pair finishing in 6th place overall. A good result in the debut in the new car and in this season's championship. The morning tyre choice had been the only real problem this weekend for Rob Hughes and Sean Cunniff. Without that, they could have been higher up on the overall results. For now though, they would have to settle with 5th place this weekend. With Rob away for the next round, it means that their championship will likely resume again at Anglesey. They may have been missing for the first rounds, but Alistair and Colin Ingalls were making up for it with a great 4th place overall this weekend, only 5 seconds back from the podium places as well. And onto those podium places then, and it would be no change for Barry Morris and Tom Hutchins. They keep hold of that 3rd place overall and of course take the D1 class win in the process. The result this weekend would see Barry lying 2nd in the overall standings of the season as well, but tied on points with the lead. Leader of the championship after the first 3 rounds would be Neil Roscoe. Andrew Ruffhead was sitting in alongside him once again, and the pair finished 2nd this weekend, which was a really good result. And with the championship now dead level after 3 rounds, it shows how close that fight is for the title. But taking the win here this weekend would be Frank Bird and Jack Morton. They pushed the car well and get a good advantage by the finish. With a round missing last time out means it's 9th in the overall standings so far. But with 2 wins from the 2 events they have completed so far this season, they have to be able to climb back up the standings in the following rounds. So with round 3 of the championship complete, the results here at Donington in the class and overall leaderboards look like this. Gentlemen, end of the season, so, well, break before Christmas obviously, but to get on the podium again, what a drive today.
Yeah, consistent seems to work. Take no big chances. No, it's paying off.
I mean, he's just Mr. Chilled, isn't he? He just seems so laid back and so, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, it's the same in the car when you've got like a 5th gear slide at 100 and odd mile an hour. It's just the same here. I always have a few of them chipped in there for a bit of fun.
Excellent, and I mean, this holds you in pretty good stead now for the overall championship as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, these R5s are hard to touch. But we'll keep chipping away and see what happens.
Gentlemen, this is almost a regular occurrence now, isn't it? Chatting to you on the podium at the end of an event. second place on round 3 of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. How are we feeling?
Oh, I'm out over the moon. We obviously broke a drive shaft on that last stage, got onto the grass, couldn't get off the grass, and I'm thinking, no, it's all going here. But we managed to keep it together, and he's telling me to calm down and everything. So, no, we've done good, and it's good to be on the podium once again. So it's all about championship points, and take it to Brands now and see how we go with Brands. But the marshals have done a fantastic job, and the organisers, and obviously Frank is absolutely flown today. So, yeah, hats off to him. Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it?
I mean, you've cut it fairly close on that last stage. You managed to keep hold of second by 2 seconds, apparently.
Yeah, it was nip and tuck, but we just had to hold on and keep it that way. Done well today, so very good.
3-wheel drive.
3-wheel drive. Was there a few spins in there as well?
Yeah, there was a couple of swings. Yeah. I was like, what have I done? He was saying, just keep calm. Come on, drive it. So we did, and it's great to be on the podium once again. Made up.
Gentlemen, you've got quite a following here today. Huge congratulations. Another win under your belt.
Yeah, mega day to be fair. It was very, very slippy, so we just took no risks really and just tried to finish each stage, and we had a really good lead in the end. So yeah, car was working mega, Jack was very good once again. So thanks to all the boys, and yeah, really good way to finish out the year.
Fantastic. Last event of the season, yeah, like Frank just said, what a way to finish.
Yeah, exactly. It was a really, really good way to round off the year especially after the disappointment in Monza a couple of weeks ago. A bit of a repayment to the boys for getting the car turned around and so quick and getting us to be able to come here because, it was a bit disappointing 2 weeks ago, but I think we made up for it today. Really top driving from Frank all day long. Just, again, nothing phases him once again. So just getting used to it now. Yeah, it's the same words. I can't describe it any better. So, yeah, brilliant day.
What an end to the season. Massive congratulations. We'll let you get back to your following because, yeah, they're all here ready for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And just like that, another round is done. This is your podium, ladies and gentlemen. Some more points stacked up for the championship. What a win for Frank and Jack. We are so happy for our top 3 and to the rest of the crews. That is all for this round. Enjoy the Christmas break, and we will see you very soon at Brands Hatch.